Everybody, how you doing? Well, that's good. Welcome to PHLY Flyers pregame presented by Bet365. My name is Bill Matz. I'm your director of fun and games for the evening. Joining me live in the Xfinity studio. Wait, what is it? Joining me live in the Xfinity studio.
You got it.
It is Broad Street Hockey's own Kelly Hinkle.
What up?
I was like, in my head, I didn't know if we were going to be in the Xfinity Lounge or studio because the Eagles just wrapped up. And like, I was like, wait, I said studio, right? And then totally lost my place.
Sometimes
anyway,
my brain glitches
Kelly
out,
Hinkle
too.
joining me
Hi.
on this game day here in the Xfinity studio. What's up, Hanks?
Oh, you know, really excited to do Saturday all over again.
I'm telling you, I put in the comments before we got started, I think I'm feeling a win tonight. I think
Can't be worse.
they didn't play terrible. I mean, the third period was objectively horrible.
Yeah.
They didn't play terrible.
No, they really didn't.
There was like a 10-minute stretch in the first period. They held Tampa without a shot. They only got outshot like 23-20 for the game. I thought they played okay. It wasn't like they played great, but I thought they played fine against Tampa. It's just like, you know, they have Kucherov and we had Ersson in net. What are you going to do? We'll see if we do know Dan Vladar's starting tonight. We'll talk about him and the goalie situation in a second. We'll see if Travis Konecny's back. We know it looks like, well, let's just get to the lineup now. Travis Konecny and Carl Grundstrom are both game time decisions tonight. TK has been cleared. TK's on the ice for warm-ups, Brenna tells me. So it looks as if he will play, or maybe they're just testing it out. I don't know, but he's on the ice. And
I mean, it's a good sign.
he had been cleared from his upper body injury that knocked him out of a previous game, but then suffered some sort of lower body injury in practice. The other day.
Because of course.
But Charlie tweeted out today that it didn't look as if TK seemed hampered. He said, Konechny's looking pretty mobile to me out there. Doesn't look like a guy who's going to sit out again, but I guess we'll see. It sounds like he's going to play tonight, so that should be a big boost. He has been very good since they've put him on that line with Dvorak and Zegras. Brink's still out, but it looks like he's close. Drysdale not eligible to come off until I think Wednesday. He can at least be activated from IR, so we'll see.
7.
But the injuries are starting to pile up here, but it does seem like TK should be back tonight, so that's exciting.
That is good, because as soon as I saw that he took a puck off, I think, the knee in practice, I was like, come on, dude. Like, is this when it begins? Like, I was just like mentally preparing myself with all of these injuries to like actually good players for like, you know, the biannual 10-game losing streak, and like this is when the wheels fall off, and you know, I was doing my thing with my brain. But it looks like we're not gonna have to worry about that, so that's cool.
No, and it is like it is a little bit of concern, because outside of Forster, who got hurt on December 1st, they haven't really had many like long-term injuries this year, or injuries to key guys that have really kept them out of the lineup for any amount of time. But now they are starting to pile up a little bit. Hopefully TK's back tonight and he's good to go after missing the last game, because Alex Bump and Ty Murchison are also hurt in the AHL.
Bump getting hurt really bummed me out.
This is the second time in like a week Alex Bump has been hurt, so he was unavailable the other day. Murchison sustained a lower body injury on Saturday. So they've had their fair share of injuries too, and that really cuts into the Flyers' depth. We know they're not beating anyone with their star power. They do have to get by on depth. Their third line has to contribute. If they call somebody up like a Carl Grundstrom, they have to contribute. You know, if Bump ever gets his call, if Murchison comes back, we need them to help out. They didn't have that last game. Like, they looked like a shorthanded team, missing all the guys that they're missing. If you include Forster, 3 top 9 wingers plus a top 4 defenseman, that's going to hurt you. And that's what they looked like. And they had the worst goalie in hockey in net, so they got killed.
I have to say, I was listening to Postgame this morning on my way into work, and I'm glad to see you join me on the dark side. I'm glad that you're finally over it.
I mean,
you've had enough.
I just we'll get to the lineup once
I'm jumping ahead.
No, once one of the beats actually tells us
Charlie, hello.
what the lines or anything. I mean, maybe they just haven't done line rushes yet. We're only at 6:35, 6:36, so it'll be a few minutes. Let's talk about the goalie options right now.
Okay.
So it's going to be Dan Vladar starting tonight. He's 16-6-4 with a .235 goals against and a .910 save percentage. That right there gives me a little bit of hope.
That's true.
That the team can, if they play competently in front of him, compete to earn a point or two against what I believe to be by far the best team in the Eastern Conference, the Tampa Bay Lightning. That's all well and good. That's tonight. They can win because Dan Vladar is starting. I'm done. I'm done with Sam Ersson. 6-6-4.
You don't think he's better than his numbers anymore?
No, I don't. Because if, like, at a certain point, he'd play better. If he was better than his numbers, eventually the numbers would even out.
I've been saying.
They keep getting worse, Kelly.
Yes.
He's 6-6-4 with a .333 goals against and an .858 save percentage. Absolutely dreadful. I gave this stat the other night, but now I have changed it to starts. So 59 goalies have started at least 50 games since 2023-24, going back to his first full season in the NHL when he was backing up Carter Hart. Ersson has an .883 save percentage since 2023-24. That is 59th out of 59. That is dead freaking last. And the goalie right behind him, Vitek Vanacek, .886. He is 3 points better. 3 points better than Ersson. And I'm pretty sure Vanacek just went back to the KHL. He was like, you know what, I'm out of here.
Yeah.
His numbers are so bad that even if he is better than the .883 over the last 2.5 seasons, the .858 that he has put up this season, which is the worst in freaking hockey, like, even if he is better, he's still terrible. Because your results are your results.
Yep.
And last year it was kind of easy to be like, well, if these are kind of the numbers everyone's putting up, we can blame the team in front of them. There is a direct contradiction to that right there in Dan Vladar, who has a well above average save percentage, who is actually actively winning them games, whether it's locking it down late, whether it's showing up in the first period when they don't because they love to give up the first goal. Like, Vladar is actively winning them games, and Ersson is doing the opposite. I'm done with it. I don't know what the solution is. Like, I looked at the Athletics. Most recent trade board. The trade options, Jordan Binnington is the first goalie listed on the trade board.
No, thank you.
That was published a couple of days ago.
No.
His numbers are relatively the same as Ersson's. I mean, he's got the name. He's had postseason success before. He won 4 Nations last year, but like his results this year are the worst. Like, he's terrible.
Terrible person.
Laurent
I don't want to have to talk about him.
Laurent Brassard, kind of interesting, but like, he just cleared waivers because he's hurt. He hasn't played for Chicago yet, and he's like about to turn 33, but he's had good results in the NHL when he's played. He's interesting, I guess. What's it going to take if like half the league needs a goalie? Do you want to get in a bidding war over a 33-year-old backup? I don't know. And then this wasn't on the trade board. I've just always been interested in what's going on in Buffalo with Devin Levi, because he puts up good AHL numbers. They're a little down this year, but overall they're good. But he might just be like a little bit older Kolosov, and then at that point, what is the point? You look at what we have in the AHL, Kolosov and Bjarnason, both looking pretty good down there. Coley, 254 goals against, a 908 and 2 shutouts. And Bjarnason, a little bit better, 4 fewer games, but a 247 and a 910 save percentage. He's also stopped 17 of 20 in shootouts. Now, we could say like it's a little bit of a difference, AHL shootouts, NHL shootouts.
Sure.
But if he's some semblance of what Sam Ersson gives you in a shootout, that one advantage that Ersson gives you, you can replace there with Bjarnason. I'm not really all that interested in calling either guy up.
Yeah.
But I'm even less interested in ever seeing Sam Ersson in a Flyers jersey again. He's horrendous.
So, yeah. I mean, I don't think we're going to see him I think we're going to see him the bare minimum, like as few games as humanly possible is what Sam Ersson's going to play. And I just don't know if it's worth doing anything. I feel like this is where we were last year, right? It's like,
but like this team is considerably better than last year's.
Well, the
team.
results are considerably
like that
better.
that was the fourth worst team in hockey last year.
Yeah.
Like this team has more skill. Some of its younger players have progressed. They've brought in Dvorak, they've brought in Vladar, they've brought in Zegras. Like this is a much better team than the one last season.
Yes.
And the East is no good.
Nope.
Like, you know what stinks? Drafting 13th and missing the playoffs. That is exactly what starting Kolosov ever again is setting you up to do.
Ersson, yeah.
Or yes, starting Ersson ever again is
Although
setting you up
probably
to do. Yeah, maybe.
Kolosov,
I mean,
yeah.
his results haven't been bad in the NHL this year. He's played like 65 minutes or something. He's been okay. Like, maybe he's the answer. I don't know.
Who can say?
I just can't ever watch Ersson again.
Yeah, I don't really care to either, but it doesn't. I just don't get the vibe that they're going to move on from him.
No,
I kind of want to ask Charlie about it since he's around the team so much. Like, is there any vibe?
Yeah, we
that
have
they might be talking.
We have a 4:00 show tomorrow, and this is going to be unless like crazy stuff happens tonight.
Yeah,
it's going to be a major topic tomorrow. I would guess because me personally, I'm done with it. All right, let's get to the lines and pairs because Charlie just tweeted them a couple minutes ago. We do have a lineup. And it does look like Travis Konecny is back in there. It's Dvorak centering Zegras and Konecny, so that line reunites. Couturier with Barkey and Tippett. That line back together. Cates with Michkov and Grundstrom, so it looks like Grundstrom is also good to go. And then Abels, Grabenkin, and Hathaway. So, okay, that's... I mean, I don't hate the lineup. It could be worse.
I mean, it's interesting to me that all that mixing up that we saw on Saturday, and he just went right back to...
I will like
the tried and true.
Considering what they were missing, like all right, Brink, who kind of is a guy we have tied to Cates a little bit, or like they really didn't have a ton of practice time to figure out what the hell they were going to do, especially without TK. So they were just kind of mixing and matching to figure out what was going to work, especially what was going to work against Point and Kucherov, because Kucherov just absolutely killed them. So like, I can't like rip talk it too much for that just because he had no idea what the lines were going to be. He had an idea pregame and then went, all right, we got to just like kind of throw everything if we're going to stay in this game. And because Sam Ersson was in net, they couldn't. But it is Vladar tonight. And the defense is York Sandheim, Sealer, Risto, and then Andre Juleson. It is very funny when they, I was just thinking like, I don't know, like Drysdale, I know he's good at 5-on-5, but how much do we really miss him?
I think
and then
Andre
I see this defense the other night, I'm like, oh, they miss him. They miss him a lot.
Oh, yeah. It also doesn't help that Ristolainen seems to have reverted back to old Ristolainen.
Last two games, my question for Steve in postgame was, or no, for Charlie in postgame was, so he just came back from injury. He's hearing trade rumors. We know he doesn't want to be traded.
Yeah.
Do you think because it's too soon to get hurt again, he decided to tank his trade value?
He just wants to make sure that playoff Risto happens, and he can kind of smell it here, and he just wants to make sure he doesn't get traded back to like Buffalo or something where it's never going to happen.
Imagine getting traded, like you get out of Buffalo and get traded back there.
That would be so funny.
That would be, that would be
You get the
rough.
All-Star game this year. That's nice. Next year, whatever.
Is it there next year?
Yeah. Talk about that tomorrow, too. Why are you picking Buffalo?
Because like they forced the owners to buy a new building and told them we'll give you an All-Star game probably.
Yeah, they're
That's
terrible owners. Like they're not improving their product at all. Whatever.
But anyway, so that's the lineup for tonight. They are still dealing with Drysdale and Brink being out. We will see how they do. And we're going to talk about these Tampa Bay Lightning on the other side, but we've got to take our break. It's time to tell you about Xfinity because I got to ask, what if you could have reliable and intelligent Wi-Fi And what if you could keep it at the same price for 5 years? Well, that's the Xfinity 5-year price guarantee. Imagine Wi-Fi that makes everything in your home work together, that finds and fixes problems before you even notice them, like super intelligent Wi-Fi with a sixth sense, and that lets you stream the game even when the whole family's online, all your devices working in perfect harmony for 5 whole years. And here's the best part. There's no annual contract, no hidden fees, and Xfinity's best equipment is always included. Take it from me, a lot can change in 5 years. Championships are won, records are broken. We hate contracts. Well, dreams grow bigger, but your Wi-Fi, it should stay reliable, and the price should stay put. Lock in your price and unlock the possibilities with Xfinity. Learn more at Xfinity.com. Xfinity, imagine that. Select plans only. Restrictions apply. Go Birds. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. You know, Bet365 has over 90 million users worldwide. They live stream almost 800,000 events each year. And today, Bet365 offers the widest range of games and markets available for live in-game betting across 78 different sports. And with the Bet365 NHL early payout offer, you're a winner. If your team gains a 3-goal lead, you get an instant payout on straight bets, and your parlay selections are marked as winners. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365, and we have breaking news from our friends at Bet365. New customers now get $200 in bonus bets when you bet just $5, win or lose. All you gotta do, sign up, use the code PHLY365, deposit $10 and place a bet for $5 to get $200 in bonus bets if your bet wins or loses. Bonus bets can be used on the spread, totals, player props, futures, and more. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. Must be 21 or older and in PA. If you or someone who has a gambling problem and wants help, call 1-800-GAMBLER. All right, welcome back, and it's time to talk about tonight's opponent, those Tampa Bay Lightning. And while we're doing that, hit that like button. Get us to 100 before we wrap up pregame. I see we're at 46. Not enough.
That's not great.
Let's get this thing going a little bit. Hit that like button for us. So, Kelly, I want to talk about the Lightning, and in so doing, I want to talk about like what the Flyers actually are, because I just saw Kevin Kurz a little bit ago. I guess it was at like 4 o'clock today. He tweets, yes, the Flyers are 9-1-2 after a regulation loss this season, but they're also 3-9-3 after a regulation win. And that kind of tells you, like, they've kind of been a back and forth team. They haven't really had a good streak going one way or the other. But that's kind of just what the Eastern Conference is this year. Like, that's why the whole conference is separated by a few games. And I want to look at these Tampa Bay Lightning because I think they are the co-favorites, second favorites. It depends on the book you go to, but like at Bet365, I believe they are the favorites to win the Eastern Conference.
That makes sense.
I think they're the best team in the East.
Yeah, especially with the Panthers.
They started out 1-4-2. Then they won 5 in a row. Then they went 3-3. Then they win 7 in a row. Then they lose like 7 of 9. And now they are on a 9-game winning streak. Now, it's not like, oh, well, they win and they lose. No, they just have a bunch of streaks, and it all evens out to they're second in the Atlantic. Because you look at that roster and you look at like where Florida is, where Toronto is, and you go, why aren't they like in first place? It's because they've had some really bad streaks as well. But you see, like, how good is their good? It's excellent. You know, they handed Colorado their 4th regulation loss of the season a couple of games ago. They're really good. But I just don't think any team is so much better than the Flyers in the East. Like, clearly this team is better. But I don't know how much I think, oh, yeah, they have no chance tonight. Like, I think the Flyers could very well win this game. I'm expecting them to at least get a point tonight.
Okay, stick with me on this because it's going to sound weird. If the players on the Lightning and the Flyers, or any team in the East really, if the players were instead buckets of water and they were filled with different amounts of water based on their talent, obviously teams like Tampa have more buckets filled with lots of water.
Yeah.
But I feel like if you averaged out the amount of water between a team like Tampa and a team like the Flyers, because like you talked about the Flyers' depth when they're healthy, I kind of think you're right. Like, on average, not that much better.
And it does help tonight.
You can't discount a guy like, I mean, you can't discount having a guy like Kucherov, though. You know what I mean? Like, it's
no,
just,
that's the thing is, like, even if they play bad, but he himself has a good game, there's a good chance they win.
Right.
Like, that's just kind of the way it goes. I'll tell you what really helps tonight. what's kind of fueling I'm kind of thinking they could win or at least get a point tonight. It's going to be Jonas Johansson in net for Tampa and not Andre Vasilevsky. Vasilevsky has absolutely killed the Flyers lately, shut them out earlier this year, really made life tough for them in the last game. Not quite the Olympian and Stanley Cup champion that Vasilevsky is. Johansson, sub 900. He's at like 894. Goals against approaching 3. So the Flyers actually have a goalie advantage tonight with Tampa starting their backup in the second game in 3 days against the Flyers.
And a white-hot power play.
Yeah, they scored.
They scored one, so
Kelly,
it's hot.
that power play goal that Owen
when
Tippett
you said
scored,
that it made you mad, it made me very...
It legitimately made me mad.
When I was watching it on TV, I was like, oh, okay.
Like, of course. Oh,
okay.
Yeah. We just turned a 5-1 game into a 5-2 game.
Knuckle puck one right
Congratulations.
over. Yeah.
Like, glitch in the Matrix. Like, this is... And it's Owen Tippett, who never, ever scores on the power play.
And now he's like, oh, no, I got one.
Yeah, he's got 2
now.
in the last, like, 150 games or something.
Love that for you, dude.
That seriously frustrated me.
It was very annoying.
Like, Tampa is really good. Yeah. And it wouldn't shock anyone if they just come out and kill the Flyers tonight, but that's not what I'm expecting. I am expecting a much better effort. TK is back. The number 1 goalie's back.
Yeah.
I don't see why they can't make this a much more, at least entertaining game because... Man, that game also sucked.
It did suck.
Like it was just like
it wasn't a good game.
It got a little physical early, but like at a certain point, it's like all right, but it's 5-2, it's 5-1. Who cares?
Yeah, exactly.
Like what in service of what?
Yeah.
Now I hope it carries over into this one, and that makes it feisty, and we get some extracurriculars.
I know,
tonight.
but also that said, the Flyers really can't afford another injury at this point.
They can't afford an injury, and they can't afford to take penalties.
No,
like that's if you want to defend Kucherov with 5 guys, that's difficult enough.
Yeah,
4 guys, it's probably not going to work out.
Yeah, I
for
would
you.
not take any lazy penalties tonight.
Yeah, all right. I think we have a few super chats, so I want to hit pregame picks. Ahead of schedule tonight. It is time for Bet365 pregame picks. Sign up for Bet365 and use code PHLY365 to deposit $10 and then place a bet for $5 to get $200 in bonus bets. Whether your bet wins or loses, must be 21 plus and in Pennsylvania. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Couple of bets tonight. We're going right back to the well. Okay. I did an either or for these guys on Saturday. It was like, well, if TK plays, I want TK. Yeah. But if not, I'm going to go with Michkov, and then he doesn't play. So we just did the Mish, and he didn't score. So we're taking them both. Matvei Michkov, plus 275 anytime goal. He has not scored against a goalie since November 29th.
Dude.
That's very bad. He hasn't scored since the start of December.
Oh, boy.
It's rough. He's just going through one right now. I thought he played a really good first period against Tampa on Saturday, then kind of tailed off as the game went along, much like the rest of the team.
There's a lot of that.
But he's out there with Dvorak and Zegras, who, we were kind of worried about what we were seeing out of TK. He was producing some points, but didn't quite look like himself. He got put with those 2 guys, and immediately it was like, oh, TK's back. That's cool. I was hoping for that to be the case with Michkov. We only got to see a little bit of it, and even then it was like, oh, here's some shifts with Zegras centering Matvei and Grebenkin. Like, it was just nobody had a regular line. Now,
right.
We had 7 different pairs, or 7 different trios at 5-on-5 in the game, at least according to Natural Stat Trick. That's tough to get in a rhythm like that.
It is. It would have been nice, though, if Michkov had found a way to reward us.
Yes.
Because we want to see Michkov Zegras. And honestly, Grebenkin seems like a fun 3rd choice. Why not?
They had chemistry in the preseason together.
It would have been nice if he had done something while that line had been cobbled together, because then maybe it would have stuck for a little bit.
All right, I'm also going to take TK to score an anytime goal. That's plus 190.
I like it.
And this is all about. This was my theory on Saturday, and I'm carrying it over till today. John Cooper, the coach of the Tampa Bay Lightning.
Oh, we got to show him what's up.
He coaches the Olympic team. Travis Konecny did not make the Olympic team. Now you look at that roster and go, well, a lot of guys didn't. But he did play for them, or at least did make the roster for 4 Nations. He was a dude that, like, a front runner coming into camp, you had to say, just because he was there and they won gold. And now he's not going to be going to Milan. Maybe show Cooper what's up.
No,
just be like, I can't sit here and say, based on the start of the season, like, oh, it should have been TK. Like, oh, we can have Macklin Celebrini at wing. He's like 3rd in the league in scoring. Yeah, we're going to do that. Like,
I don't know, Bill.
I get it.
Bill Guerin tells me sometimes you don't want to take the best players. You want to take the right players.
You know, maybe the worst thing that ever happened to American hockey was Herb Brooks winning gold.
Yeah.
And saying that.
We
because
can't
then
get
it's
over
like,
it.
it's been the excuse for building a team that won't be able to win for so long.
You gotta have fourth liners, Bill.
Got to have the fourth liners. What would you do
And they
without
can't be
fourth
good
liners?
players.
No.
That doesn't make any sense.
So I am going to say TK gets a little,
I like
I don't
it.
know, maybe you should have thought about me, a little vengeance, whatever it is.
I like it.
I think he gets a goal, and just to show John Cooper what's up tonight. Plus, he's looked really good with Zegras and Dvorak.
Yeah.
All right, let's get to some of these super chats. We've got a few of them. Let's check it out here. First one is from Blessed Martian. I think TK got tired of the trash talk and decided to show us what this team would be without him.
Sometimes you gotta do that.
I just think he got hurt. He gets hurt sometimes. I don't think he decided to take a game off. Like, who's talking? Like, we've all said he's been really good lately. Like, I don't think that would be his motivation, especially against John Cooper. Like, oh yeah, I'm not going to show up for work today.
I think
Suck it, John. I'll
this was
show
just
you.
supposed to be a little
I'll show
joke.
everybody. Like, I don't see that being a realistic thing.
Every day I wake up, I say that to myself.
Yeah. DA Flyers man says, now that I know Vladar's name should be pronounced with a sh sound at the end, I've come up with a new nickname. Dan, I can't see what that says.
Vlapdash.
Vlapdash.
Wait a minute.
Giddy up.
It's supposed to be Vladarsh.
I'm not saying that.
I'm
Spell
messed
it
up
that way
right now.
then. Spell it that way then.
I need someone to like call me in 5 minutes when I'm out of here and say it out loud because I need to hear this.
That's just ridiculous.
Vladarsh? I don't know
I wonder if
anything
he's
about
on Elite
being
Prospects.
Czech.
So let's see if he...
He's Czech, right?
Meltzer said, a Czech friend told me we say Dan Vladar's surname wrong. Yeah, well, then he's spelling it wrong. I'm sorry, this is the American alphabet. That you need to spell it a different way then. I don't know what to tell you, Dan.
Vladash.
I'm not saying that.
I'm never going to remember it, so it's not, I can't do it.
I'm just, spell it differently. Like,
I mean, that's what the Russian players do. Like,
Yes.
it's a different alphabet, so they spell
Yeah.
it kind of phonetically.
and that always made me mad about Zamula too. Like, he dropped the Y but still wanted to be Yegor.
Yeah.
I was like, well, no, you're spelling it Igor though.
That's why we got rid of you, bud.
Yeah, because you're making me mad.
Insufferable.
Yeah, about the way your name's pronounced. Anyway, yeah, I didn't see that. That's funny.
I don't like it.
I don't like it either.
The Shubster.
Yeah, and it totally messes up his Dan Vladar nickname. So
We got too many good nicknames. We
Yeah.
can't go back.
all right, David Shub has a couples. His first one is, thank you for not going soft on Ersson like so many others have. If he was good, teammates and other team podcasts wouldn't need to defend his honor so much.
Are the other podcasters saying good things about them? You might listen to them. I do not.
I don't listen to any local shows because I don't want to say what other people say.
That's
I listen to Flyers Daily just because I
my
like Jason.
tertiary
Yeah.
motivation for not listening. Yeah, Flyers Daily is good. Because
Jason's
rules.
great.
But the other
there's
ones.
just only so many hours. Like I
mean-
I keep up on the Flyers. I need like Marek and I need
Yeah.
I
don't
need
need the
Friedman to keep me up on all the
opinion
other
of
teams.
hobbyists.
Yeah, I don't have that kind of
Thank
time.
you.
All right, David Shub, another one.
Anyway, Ersson
Do you
stinks.
think the front office is too forgiving sometimes?
I think that sometimes, and this is why I had a full mental breakdown when they signed Dvorak. I think sometimes the Flyers front office have a tendency to fall into like well-worn patterns and they can't get themselves out. And I don't know if this is really one of them, but sometimes they are too forgiving.
I think with Ersson
they,
specifically, it's kind of a what are our options situation.
Also, like they got like all teams fall into this like
Yes.
sunk cost thing. Like, oh, we developed him. Like, we got to see.
Yeah.
He's not
well,
even
you developed him to
27
an
yet.
858. Did
Yeah,
you
like,
develop him?
give it up.
But I just think it's like,
Move on.
okay, we could spend assets on yet another goalie. But like, Dan Vladar, after having a sub 900 for like 3 years in a row, just got a 2-year contract. How interested are you in paying another goalie if it was a free agent, giving up assets for another one
Nah.
at a time when, okay, so we're going to sign a guy who may or may not be good for like 2-3 years. And then when we need that space and money, it's being eaten up like $10 million on goalies.
I don't want to.
I think right now, the situation we're in is it's still kind of, well, we don't really need to like fix every problem.
No.
Some of these problems are just going to fix themselves, and we can go from there. But I do think they can be a little too forgiving sometimes when handing out contracts or not taking jobs away as quickly as maybe they should. All right. And that is all the time we have for you on PHLY Flyers pregame presented by Bet365. Make sure you're following us right here on the PHLY Sports YouTube. We'll be live with postgame as soon as this thing goes final. Follow us on Twitter at PHLY_Flyers and follow the podcast wherever you get those. Just search PHLY Flyers. I am Bill Matz. That is Kelly Hinkle. Thank you to Brenna. Till postgame, let's go Flyers.
We all silly like the mayor.